When you have that busy morning and you're in a rush, sometimes you need to get your makeup done in under 15 minutes. I'm starting with the Too Faced Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer in light beige. And I'm blending it out here with a Rephr number 36 brush, which is angled and great for getting into the nooks and crannies all around the eye socket, under eye area, etc. I love Rephr brushes. And part of my point with this video is that when you have little time, you really don't want to be experimenting with any new products. You want to reach for those products and tools that you know are tried and true and are going to do the job right, that you've tested before and are reliable and going to get you the look that you want. Next, we go to the Dior Forever Skin Glow Foundation in 3 Warm. I don't know what the 0 stands for, or the O, but it's supposed to be 3 Warm, almost like a medium color. And the BK Beauty 101 Angled Foundation Brush, which is newer, admittedly, which is part of the title of this. But look how beautiful of a job this is doing. I had a feeling this brush was going to do the job right. So I did grab for just a few new products I was eager to play with. The key with these foundation brushes is to pat the foundation in first and get an even coat before you begin to blend it out. You'll notice that my chest color is a lot more pink undertoned than this particular foundation. Not to worry, I only do this on days when I'm going to wear a high collared turtleneck or sweater that's going to cover all of that up and get a warm look. I'm wiping foundation off my lips and putting on a little bit of balm just to moisturize my lips for later. Here I'm taking just a few seconds to make sure that my foundation dries down before I go in with my Coty Airspun powder in Naturally Neutral and using my Rephr powder brush. Patting that powder in to help mattify the look just a little bit because I am naturally oily. So the powder helps when my oil starts to break through later in the day. One important step is to go ahead and pat in the concealer under your eyes, especially if you have lines under your eyes like me. The Milani Silky Matte Bronzer with my Jumbo Bronzer brush from Sonia G, and I'm going in with a very sort of neutral bronzer to darken the areas of my face that I want to recede to give the illusion of contour on my face. Look how pretty this powder goes on. I love a good luxury product just like the next person, but sometimes the drugstore comes through. And Milani is one of those brands that has some beautiful products, including their bronzers, their lipsticks, their lip brushes, their lip glosses. Yeah. Here's where I put a little bit of color on my neck so that when it shows through the collar that I'm going to wear later, it blends in with the rest of my face. I love this Sephora mini fan brush for contouring around the nose. I don't really need to do this, but I do like the way that it looks, just to put a little bit of shadow on either side of my nose to sculpt it just a notch. Not necessary, but I like it. And I always run, not always, usually run some bronzer through my eye crease area to give a little bit of color before I even start with my eyeshadow. In fact, if you are really out of time, just go with the bronzer, period. And don't worry about eyeshadow. I don't know what's happening with this weird wrinkle in my hand. Getting old is not for the weak, y'all. I'm reaching for the Charlotte Tilbury Instant Eyes Smoky Eyes Are Forever palette. This is divided into sections of 3 for easy application. I'm going to use 4, the first 4 shadows here for a very simple, easy look with the BK Beauty 201 and putting the lightest color on my brow bone to help it pop forward. It's so smooth, you guys. That color is the smoothest powder application. Little bit of inner corner action there. And then going in with that nice taupey color there to put some definition in the crease and help that part of the eye socket pop back in space. Remember, dark moves backward and then the light pops forward. So think about that as you're designing what the colors look like on your face. This brush was particularly good at fluffing out the color, blowing out the color as some people say, blending it up while maintaining the integrity of the shadow and the crease. When I'm being really quick and messy, I like to bring the eyeshadow out to the edges and kind of blow it out toward my temples. Using the BK Beauty 204 brush, which is a smaller, more detail-oriented brush, I'm taking that dark brown color and creating a sort of false sense of an eyeliner there. You can do this with an even smaller brush if you want a finer detail. This particular brush gives the illusion of an eyeliner and lets me also just blow it out slightly. I really like using eyeshadow for eyeliner because it's very forgiving, and as you just saw there, you can just use your finger to pat it out and fix any errors that you might make. Next, I'm taking this sparkly pink here, this shimmer shade, and just adding a little zhuzh to the eyelid, a little pop. Not too much. I'm going for a super simple look today. I don't want drama. I don't want a smoked out eye. I don't want a very pronounced set of colors. This is a simple neutral look. And then my favorite part, mascara. Gotta pump those lashes with an eyelash curler to create the illusion of length and volume. And then I'm going in with my McGrath Dark Star Mascara. I hate that little thing at the end of the mascara wand. So keep a microfiber cloth or towel or tissue or something nearby to wipe it off. And remember, friends, blink down onto your eyeshadow wand so you don't get any eyeshadow up on your eyeshadow look that you just worked so hard to perfect. Now, when you get to the lower lashes, you really just want to put the wand at the base of the lash, close to your eyelid, the lower lid, and just sort of pop it out. Here's the Anastasia Brow Wiz in soft brown. I used a spoolie just to pop my eyebrow hairs up, and then very slowly begin creating these strokes. Now, you'll notice that this color is not the color of my eyebrows, but at the end it works. I really prefer to have a color that's slightly lighter in tone than my actual brow hairs. I kind of like the illusion that it gives. You'll see me do a trick here, boom, right there, where you want to line up the tail of your eyebrow with your nose. And supposedly that creates some beautiful proportions. I don't know if that's true or not. You can decide and leave me a comment, but I do like the way that it looks overall and the way that my eyebrows then sort of frame out my eyes. There you go. Also gives me a guide about the tail of the eyebrows, which I like. The trick here is to not overwork the pencil, which I tend to do. I usually have a problem with that. So I've learned to stop sooner rather than later. This is the color Cheer Up in the MAC. I think it's called Glow Something Blush. I forget, but it's like a gel-like texture. And I like to tap it on, starting with nearer to the eye, so you're not depositing a ton of blush right under your eye and creating sort of clown cheeks. And here's a little trick. Run that blush through your eyeshadow look. It helps to blend out the eyeshadow look and then also to just coordinate the colors on your face. And I find that a smaller brush is better for blush rather than a bigger one. This is the Jaclyn lip liner in the color Bourbon. Now, I'm taking the balm off my lips that has moisturized it, and I'm starting in the middle. I forget to do this, but this is really the best way for me. I have uneven, jagged edged lips, so I have to be really careful how I apply lip liner. And remember not to go out to the edges of my lips because it looks not good. You'll see me do some adjustments here. And I always do that thing where I touch the top to the bottom lip to see where is the bottom lip, for me in particular, depositing color on the top. And then I just go ahead and adjust the liner of my top lip outside of the natural lip line to match where the lower line hits. And then I also pinch in just a little bit, as you saw me put up those two fingers there. That's my reminder to myself not to take the liner all the way out to the edges, so I create a bit of a more pouty, rounded off look in the middle. I think this kind of works for me. I'm still working out my lip liner game. And then I smudge it with my fingers for a bit of a more natural edge. Here is the Milani lipstick in the color 430 Secret. It's this nice sort of rosy pink color here. I really like these lipsticks. They're nice and creamy and easy to apply. And I like the casing on them too. The packaging is really cute. And for a tiny bit extra zhuzh, I'm going in with this Hourglass Ambient Powder Trio. And I'm just gonna take a big brush and run it along there. The BK Beauty 102, it's a big powder brush for really super light application, and very, very lightly dust that across my face for a little bit of extra coverage. And ew, I just went over my lips with my powder brush, gross. But a little bit of extra zhuzh there. And we are pretty much done. Time to comb out this hair. I wish I had time to curl it, but thus is life. This will have to do. My scent of the day is Santal Majuscule from Serge Lutens, Sandalwood, Cacao, and Rose. And here's the final look.